You'll have to excuse me, I'm a little sick today. It's 'cause I'm eating fucking meat and shit. You're eating meat, that's why you're sick, motherfucker. You're sick 'cause you're eating meat. Meat's bad. Fucking stop eating meat, it's bad. Hashtag motherfucking vegan logic and shit. So yeah, I'm a little under the weather. And before I get started on this highly polarizing topic that is going to have vegans wishing death upon me and telling me that I need to die in a fire or that I'm ugly or, well, you know, all the usual vegan positive reinforcement of their ideology. You know, I wanted to address the YouTube career video that I put out. First of all, a great deal of you did step up and donate to the channel, which wasn't the purpose of that video. I wanted to bring to light how difficult it's going to be for small YouTubers, much like myself, to grow. You know, I emphasized repeatedly in the video that I wasn't quitting, that if I didn't make a dime on YouTube, I would still make videos. And I will say that you'll see in the credits of the video that many people stepped up and pretty much made up the 50% ad revenue drop in like one day. And I want to say that I'm very appreciative to those of you who did that, but it wasn't a requirement. It wasn't what I was trying to bring to light. I was trying to stop this decline, you know, and this increase in butthurt and decrease in creativity and this push towards a politically correct, intellectually dry, shallow YouTube that we seem to be heading towards, that is financially driven instead of creatively driven as it was used to be. So I just wanted to say thank you to those of you who contributed. You didn't have to. It wasn't the purpose, but I do appreciate it. And of course you did save my financial ass this month as far as having to go make money elsewhere. So you're getting some extra videos this week as a result of that. And there's a lot to talk about this week. Let's start off, and just to give you a recap of the videos I'm working on. There's this video about Shawn Baker's blood tests and his lovely diabetic symptoms that he's, dismissing. And then, of course, we had over the weekend a live stream from a bunch of medical doctors that came out against the sugar industry, big pharma, and big food, and how we're pretty much killing everybody with the way we're doing things now, to the tune of 800,000 deaths a year. And, that's a lot of people being killed by our medical industry. So I'm working on that video as well. And there's just a whole lot of bullshit going on right now in the nutrition world, and me, I get triggered at bullshit. And today I'm gonna piss everybody off. I'm gonna piss off Shawn Baker, I'm gonna piss off the carnivores, I'm gonna piss off the vegans. I am just gonna be an equal opportunity asshole today. And because this is, we're kind of losing focus a little bit on the whole goal as far as our health is concerned. We're not trying to make a smaller carbon footprint and thereby save some fucking animals and blah, 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 at the expense of us dying excessively. We're also not trying to harm and kill animals and destroy and murder and all of that shit. There are things going on in our nutrition and medical world and no matter what diet or ideology you follow, you should be fucking pissed off about. Yet we continue to beat on each other as both vegans and diehard carnivores and ketos, and we're constantly just completely lost to the big fucking picture here. And the big fucking picture is there's people getting rich on us dying and doing stupid shit, as far as our health is concerned. And it affects everybody. No matter what diet you're eating, you have your foot in the door of the medical industry treadmill. You have big pharma ready to give you fucking pills on every turn. You have big sugar making the food environment atrocious for both healthy raw food vegans and whole food advocates and paleos and ketos and carnivores. Our food system's completely adulterated on any level, no matter whether you're just eating fruits and vegetables and making green smoothies and shit, or whether you're in there, I'm ready to fucking meat, give me to fucking carve that shit up, give me a nice big piece of bloody fucking raw meat. No matter where you fall on the spectrum, there's some shit going on that's going to cause your health to decline, that is causing a risk for disease and causing you to have to go to the doctor, and just because one person in a specific diet is having a negative result does not automatically mean that everybody that's doing that diet is fucked. All right? And the vegans love it when one of us carnivores or ketos or anybody that's not vegan fucks up. They're there to go, see, motherfucker, yeah. And ketos do the same thing to vegans, and carnivores definitely do the same thing. And this is an example of the kind of thing that is not helping our health situation. It's dividing us on different sides of a health spectrum, which quite honestly, both sides are healthier than the standard American diet alone. And any diet that takes you out of that fucking mess is a healthier diet. And we can't forget that fact. Now, I have my beliefs for nutrition, and they're based largely on anecdotal evidence, some scientific evidence, though I've lost a lot of faith in studies and epidemiology based on some of the new books that I've been reading and some of the, new information, including this latest live stream over the course of the weekend on the direction we have been heading and the corruption that has permeated the pharmaceutical industry and the food industry alike, and their effect on policy and science and universities and studies. And it has led me to believe that I cannot read a study and be like, oh shit, which is what a lot of vegans are doing with their epidemiology. Vegans are always throwing epidemiological studies at me and saying, see, it's science. Don't you believe in science? I saw this on nutritionfacts.org, motherfucker. And you know what? Ketos are doing the same thing. See, this is science. It's science, motherfucker. And and honestly, the last bastion, what has influenced my opinion the most, has been my self-experimentation and my own labs and my own experiences and how I feel. And I'm quick to tell you when things aren't, great, like the shit issue. The first thing I encountered with the carnivore diet was my shit habits all changed and became more difficult in some respects, but also more frequent in other respects. I'm happy to report that I've been shitting every day for the past couple weeks on this diet. And it has gotten easier as it goes on. There's an adaptation period going on. as there's a lot less fiber in my life, and there's a different breakdown of gut bacteria for a carnivore than there is on a ketogenic diet. But we can get into that in another video. There's a gut health video I want to do this week as well. So I got like 3 videos total that I'm working on, including this one. But let's just get into the stupidity first and figure out what the hell is going on with this Shawn Baker shit. And I'm going to give my opinion on what I think about his blood labs, of course. It's an opinion. I don't know everything about the motherfucker. I don't know his lifestyle prior to starting the carnivore diet. I have heard him say he was on the traditional low-fat bodybuilder, carb up, blah, 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 but eat a lot of meat and shit. And, he's probably bulking and cutting and doing all the usual bodybuilder shit. If I had to guess, someone like this was probably doing all the wrong things for their health while building lots of muscle. But let's just get into it. The thing that the vegans are loving right now, they're stroking themselves to no end based on Shawn Baker's blood results. And let's just have a little sample of one of the things that you're going to see on damn near every fucking vegan hate channel that you can find, especially that motherfucker with that has the terrorist fucking mask on that's, sitting there just, very creepy motherfucker who has nothing to do but insult motherfuckers instead of actually providing valuable information.
Or you're like as insulin resistant as somebody could get. So that again is going to be kind of interesting.
Having lots of muscle does not equal non-insulin resistant, nor does being an athlete.
Interesting for folks to unpack. But one of the things that is interesting, scrolling down a little bit, glucose, your fasting glucose was at 127, which is definitely, it can be on the higher side. Some people.
It's on the higher side, motherfucker. As somebody who has helped multiple diabetics, if you are on a strict carnivore diet, and I do believe he says he is, as far as he's only eating meat, I know from being on this diet for 3 weeks, I am in moderate to strong ketones in my urine. I haven't been physically active, which is one of the reasons, when you don't use ketones, you piss them out. So there's that. But I know I'm in ketosis, and my blood sugar's fine. It's still in the 80s. No problems there. The problem I have with Shawn Baker, and that's pissing me off about Shawn Baker right now, is he's got the attention of a lot of people in terms of the carnivore diet, and he is blinding himself to his own health problems. There's 2 things that I need to know to make a sound judgment on Shawn Baker's numbers. He'll say all day, labs don't matter, labs, it's how you feel, it's how you look, and me. How many bodybuilders have died because of that? How many people have dropped dead and had grabbers that were athletic? You can't just judge on your physical, aesthetics, which you seem to lean heavily on, while ignoring pretty much a very universally agreed upon thing that if you have high blood glucose on a regular basis, you're gonna fucking have problems. And it is definitely a sign of insulin resistance or a sign of pancreatic failure to produce enough insulin. And one thing I noted during the podcast on robwolf.com, which is where this all started, was he reported very happily that his insulin levels were very low, which is alarming to me because meat does have a significant, especially red meat, has a significant insulin response. You are raising your insulin. You need insulin to shunt the amino acids into the muscles to build tissue. And if you're eating 3 or 4 pounds of meat, a day like he is, then you're probably pretty high insulin levels on a given day. You can't really gauge that based on labs because generally you're fasted during the labs, in which case you're not going to show a high insulin level. But that doesn't mean there's no real way of measuring your insulin levels on a day-to-day, hour-to-hour basis. But I would contend that even though he claims to be intermittent fasting to the tune of 2 meals a day, which is a 16-hour and 8 kind of protocol, classic bodybuilder protocol or athlete protocol for fasting. He doesn't emphasize it that much and has said so. But the symptoms he described with blood sugar jumped out at me immediately, as he was probably diabetic for many years prior to becoming a carnivore. He has only been a carnivore, I think, 15 months or just a little over a year, pretty much. And, you know, that isn't enough time to become diabetic. But yet the vegans are like, oh, he's diabetic, holy shit, look at the meat, the fucking meat, that's the meat, you fucking asshole, fuck you for eating meat, tell him. And that is just dumb. All right? To contrast, if we look at Amber O'Hearn, who has been a carnivore for 7 years strict because she is highly motivated to stick to it due to the relief from depression, has a normal BMI. Her blood work is perfectly fine, although some would argue the cholesterol thing, and those would be uninformed people on the current state of cholesterol as a predictor for heart disease, whose HDL triglyceride level is perfectly healthy, who, you know, is healthy and has been for many years. And it makes fucking Shawn Baker look like a fucking amateur in carnivore. You know? She's been doing it a long ass time. And she's been following people who've been doing it even fucking longer than her. And she is fine. You can't point out individual people and then say, see, it fails. You have to look at the groups. Now, the group of carnivores is small. I will admit that. And that's one of the reasons I'm personally exploring it. Am I going to be a diehard carnivore? Absolutely not. I'm going to lean towards ketovore, which means I'm going to reintroduce certain things that I like back into my diet and see if I maintain the benefit of mood stability, which is the only reason I'm doing carnivore, by the way. I was very happy as a keto as far as the foods I was eating. But I will test out the different keto foods that I like. You know, I also have bringing the light to the glyphosate issue, which is a big thing for me as far as decisions on foods I choose to eat and not eat. And there are foods that I really like that show pretty high levels of glyphosate, and that is off-putting to me. If you eat organic, you're reducing that. You're not eliminating it, obviously. And that is why I'm shifting to a more organic motherfucking diet. At the same time, even if I, for some reason, and I don't, by the way, I've run my blood work. I've shown you guys that if you hate for full vegans looking for ammo to try and dissect how much I suck, you can go to my blood work video, but I'm not going to do the work for you. You can just fucking dig through all of my videos and find that shit. It's there. Trust me. Anybody that's been following me a while saw that video and knows that I'm fine as far as blood work goes. Is blood work the end-all be-all? Absolutely not. It is one biometric to measure in a compound whole, which is the thing that Shawn Baker leans heavily on, you know, but he leans away from, I don't give a fuck about the blood work. I feel great. I look great. I can lift this much fucking weight. Can fucking look at my muscles and shit. I'm gonna take my fucking shirt off. Can you take your fucking shirt off? And that's the other problem I have with Shawn Baker right now, is he is sinking to the level of the lowest common denominator of vegans, whom I've encountered plenty of, you know, the ones that come to your channel and say, you're ugly, you're stupid, you don't know what you're talking about, you're gonna fucking die, I hope you fucking die, you're a piece of shit, I don't like you. It's the same finger-pointing thing that lacks absolutely no data, no fucking true experience. You know, the vegans are all out there, you know, oh, look at my blood work's fucking great, and look at his blood work, veganism, yes, carnivore, no. When there are plenty of healthy ketos and healthy carnivores who eat plenty of fucking animals and meat, if not exclusively or the majority of their diet, and their blood work is just as good as, you know, the other vegans. Like, for example, where is it? Happy Healthy Vegans. He goes on here and he's talking shit. Basically, well, let's hear a little bit of clip, Well, hold on. Before we get to that, he goes on there and he shows his blood work as a comparison against Shawn Baker. He's like, look, I'm the same age. I'm blah, 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 blah. And look at my testosterone. Really? Is that really scientific? I'm healthy. He's not, so he's wrong. By using that logic, there's plenty of unhealthy, fucked up vegans I could find. I could immediately just look at, I quit veganism because of this. And you know what? There is a huge swath of people that fall off the vegan diet for health reasons. So there is no shortage of data, anecdotal data, that you love to cite when it's in your favor, but you ignore completely when it doesn't support your fucking views. And, you can't do that. You have to take the big picture in. And I have had thousands of people tell me of their results of keto, which includes meat. I myself have experienced a dramatic reversal without changing the meat variable in my diet. Some could argue I'm eating healthier meats now, but the amount and quantity and frequency of me consuming animals has not changed. In fact, I would say it went up slightly. Yet my health has improved dramatically, because one of the things that Shawn Baker failed to do is show us what his 3 or 4 year ago blood work was like, which I did in my video. Not only did I show that I was not healthy, and if I were to show my 3 year ago blood tests and say that they were, I was eating keto, vegans would have wiped their ass with me. Turns out I was eating the standard American diet. So there's that. And I believed I was pre-diabetic well before the guideline level, which was in the 5 range I was creeping into. Now I'm in the 4s as far as A1C goes. And you can't really just take one failure. One of my videos about Jimmy Moore, for example, who clearly regained weight while claiming to be on a ketogenic diet. Does that mean that keto doesn't work because one person fails at it? I get failure stories all the time, and it's not really a failure of the diet. It's usually a failure of they just can't stick to it, which is a legit concern. If you can't sustain a lifestyle, you're not going to do it. But you can't just point out one failure and ignore all the success. And ultimately, you have to try it for yourself before you can make that final call, before you can say, well, this works. And you can't even really make that statement. You can say, well, this works for me. And I don't ever hear vegans telling me that. They're never saying, well, this works for me. They're saying, this works for you, and it better fucking work for you, or I'm going to fucking sit on here and hashtag you to death, you motherfucking piece of shit, eating, killing innocent little fucking animals. Meanwhile, industrial agriculture is killing millions of humans. But we're humans. There shouldn't be any empathy for humans because the animals and shit. That's where I fall on the hypocrisy of the whole ethics behind it, because there are none. Industrial agriculture is destroying the planet more so than the animal agriculture, which I agree is also just as fucked up as far as, we need to go back to farming the way it should be, which is organic, which is, you put the cows on the pasture, they do their thing, they eat all the grass, they shit everywhere, fertilize the soil, then you move them, and then you grow something in that soil, and blah, 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 and you have this nice little cycle of life, thanks to nature and the way it was fucking designed, that we have not been adhering to. And going to the Whole Foods section of your fucking store doesn't make you a fucking savior of the planet. I'm sorry, because look at the chemical industrial agriculture, its impact on the environment, these huge monoculture fucking crops. I could go on the hypocrisy of vegan ethics. And, that's not really why I don't want to have a big debate on that for this. I do want to point out that both sides are being dumb in this case, because they're getting personal. They're isolating one case when there's plenty of cases of failure and success on both sides of the equation. I personally do not believe in a vegan diet. I believe it is unhealthy. I believe that there are vegetables that cause numerous problems, and whether or not those problems are inherent to the plant's defenses. For example, if you drop a motherfucker in the woods and they eat with modern gear, and they eat whatever animal and fish they can fucking find, they're going to thrive. If you drop a motherfucker in the woods and they eat whatever plant they can find, without any knowledge of which plants do what, they're probably not going to last more than 3 or 4 days before they're fucking dead. Because plants defend themselves chemically. Plants are medicinal. You can isolate some of the beneficial compounds of a plant, but if you're eating the plant in its rawest form with no cooking, no processing whatsoever, guess what? You're exposing yourself to the plant's defenses. Some have a relatively benign effect on us. Some can have a detrimental effect. And your own personal health can kind of dictate your tolerance to these different plant chemicals. But we can debate that too. I mean, they love to point out meat does this, meat has this poison, meat has this poison. Well, just last week they had to recall romaine lettuce because it was fucking bad. It was causing foodborne illness. And hello, there's no one side or the other when it comes to foodborne illness. It all has to do with how we process it, how we harvest it, how long it sits before it gets to your fucking table. How modified is it? How many chemicals are sprayed on it? There are so many factors on no matter what food you're eating. Food quality is a thing, and I'm contending that the more organic you go and the closer to home you eat, as in local farms, local farmers markets, if you can find the motherfucking place where they're growing it and go see it, then go see it and see how it's farmed. Is it farmed properly? Do they have the fucking crop duster flying around spraying glyphosate all over everything? That's a good fucking indicator on whether or not you should eat their shit. But nobody's doing that. They're all like, iPhone fucking warriors on fucking social media with hashtags that go down to the really pristine looking fucking organic section of the supermarket, and they fill their cart full of vegetables, and then they go to the vegan section that has all the vegan processed foods that have sugar and fucking refined carbs and all of these heavily polluted fucking refined grains that are filled with glyphosate because they harvest them that way, and they just load their cart up and think they're saving the fucking planet and people's healths because they're eating that way. Meanwhile, there are vegans with cancer. There are vegans that are obese. There are vegans that are just as bad as the standard American dieters because they're eating these processed fucking foods, but no animals were involved, so must be fucking healthy. And this is the flawed thinking that has us fighting amongst ourselves, on the optimal healthy diet for different reasons. And I'm an advocate of human health right now. I want us to stop being sick. I don't want 1 in 3 of us by 2025 to have autism. I don't want the type 2 diabetes to reach the 75% mark, which we're already 70% pre-diabetic in the United States. An alarming fucking statistic. More people are going to be sick than not sick, which will collapse the economy on top of everything else. We're not in good shape. We are fucked. No matter what the fuck you're eating. We're fucked. And going to a plant-based diet isn't going to unfuck us, because that has not made a dent. Not to mention that it has a 50% dropout rate. Gee, I wonder why that is. Is it because everybody wants the meat? The meat's tempting. The meat industry's running these ads. I haven't seen a fucking meat industry ad in forever. I'm starting to wonder what the fuck, the agricultural industry as far as livestock is. What are they doing? They're getting their ass handed to them as far as ad campaigns go. And they're definitely getting their ass kicked in government policy. Yet, whenever you hear a vegan argue it, they're saying, well, the corrupt industry is doing this and causing... No, they're not. I haven't heard a pro-fucking meat fucking thing anywhere other than the carnivores. I mean, really? There's nowhere near the corrupt funding of fucking studies going on with the meat and dairy industry that there are with the plant-based industries, funded heavily by Monsanto, who is, manufacturing chemicals that are pretty much like Agent Orange in a different fucking bottle. I mean, look up Agent Orange, by the way. It's what took my stepfather, so you should probably look into that. It was the reason he had cancer. And that was blessed by medical doctors as the case, and the reason he was killed by this industry that is creating these chemicals that you're shoveling into your vegan face whenever you go into the grocery store. And, grow your own shit if you're a vegan. That's all I got to say there. So we're going this back and forth. It's getting personal. Let's take a look at how dumb we're being. First, we have Shawn Baker, who made a fuck you video to Mike the Vegan, and I'm not a fan of Mike the Vegan either. He is the king of cherry-picked epidemiology presentation. He loves to pick apart, all of the evidence that keto and carnivore is a healthy diet anywhere he can, and sometimes if he doesn't find the data to support his claims, he will just straight up try and common sense it out or insult. And, that is the biggest thing I find with vegans who don't really have data, is they like to just insult you and say that you're stupid, you're going to die, and you deserve to die. Those are the three things that you see from uninformed vegans who are not intellectual enough to come up with an answer to a legit, debatable question. And the thing is, Shawn Baker's guilty of this same thing by not acknowledging his pre-diabetic condition, which I believe is a result from years of bodybuilding, carbing up, tanking the pancreas's ability to produce insulin in the process. Therefore, he is suffering from the same dawn effect I witness in diabetics who, ride their blood sugar up to 300 when they have carbohydrates, and then they have the dawn effect while they're trying to go keto. My mother included in that, who, by the way, reached a new low on blood sugar of 88 recently and is hovering in the 100 to 110 range as opposed to the 120 to 130 range. So she is showing marked improvement as she sticks to the ketogenic diet. I contend that if Shawn Baker were to carb up, were to go and have a cheat day, and then 3 hours later check his blood sugar, even if he was working out, I would be willing to bet it was in the 200 to 300 range. I don't know that. I would like to hear that. If Shawn's watching this, instead of taking a shit on blood tests, let's see how diabetic you really are. It's not hard to troubleshoot this shit. You can literally go down to Walmart and buy the fucking the supplies that you need to check this shit. You can monitor your blood sugar throughout the course of the day, and you can see what effects a carb load can do. You can, and he obviously has done some of that because he claims his blood sugar after post-exercise is 80, which is also characteristic of a diabetic who has gone low carb and is physically active. On the days when my mother is physically active, she gets to the 90s in blood sugar, but she always starts out the morning, her fasting glucose high, and his HbA1c is over 6. That is pre-diabetic, straight up. And he's been doing this for a year. So not only is he not, solving the blood sugar problem, he's clearly got some pancreatic problems. He's not producing enough insulin to do the job. And he's a bodybuilder, which compounds the fact that he is a little short on insulin production. I don't know all the facts of Shawn Baker. These are my assessments of the things he's presented, which, acknowledge your failures in health. it's disingenuous and will cause harm to people who are even thinking of trying this, that maybe they've tried veganism, they've tried keto, they've tried all these other things and it didn't work, and maybe carnal is the answer to their specific health problem or goal, yet they hear shit like this where you're just kind of dismissive of the negative results, yet you like highlighting the positive results. That is disingenuous. There's many things that could explain your diabetic condition, and I do believe you, Shawn Baker, are a diabetic. Do I believe that the carnivore diet that you are currently on caused that diabetes? Absolutely not. Do the vegans believe that? Yes, they fucking do, and that's exactly the narrative they're rolling with. And they will use that to bring more people into the vegan diet and less people in. The more you deny and the more you obfuscate the things that don't line up with your perception of health, the more of a disservice you do to the science. And I always condemn the vegans that do this, and now I'm also condemning a carnivore that is doing that. You cannot ignore facts. And the fact is you're carrying around too much blood sugar, especially as an athlete. You should not have that much blood glucose in the morning with the amount of fucking muscle mass that you have, that you love bragging about. You have a whole lot of hungry goddamn muscle that's fucking ready to take that glucose out of the blood. And if you got enough insulin to get the job done, that shit'll happen. You claim to be highly insulin sensitive, yet you can't produce a lot of insulin, and you're still piling up the blood sugar. Turns out that doesn't matter how insulin sensitive you are if you can't pump out the fucking insulin to do the fucking job. And that is what I believe is wrong with Shawn Baker's blood, is he is not producing enough insulin to feed his massive amount of muscle, his, supposedly insulin sensitive, receptors. He claims that there's a biopsy. I did not see any biopsy in that where he checked to see how insulin sensitive he is as far as muscles go. The fact is if your A1C is high or climbing, you have a problem. And you can't just say, I don't believe in blood tests and that somehow makes you healthy. You're not. Shawn Baker, I'll say it, is not healthy right now. He'll claim he is. He'll say all day that he's exercising. He might even get pissed off and call me a prick, like he did for Mike the Vegan, who is a prick. I don't like Mike the Vegan. But that being said, going back and forth, name calling each other is kind of stupid. It's not something we should be doing. It doesn't look good to somebody who's neutral, who is trying to figure out what the fuck to do with their health and their life. It does not help them to sit here and just completely name call, finger point, and point out isolated cases of things that are bad. And it's not helping. Ultimately, try it. If you think vegan's the way to go, try it. It can take 10 to 20 years to fuck you up. And you can probably go 20 years as a vegan, and you will be healthier than the standard American diet. That doesn't mean meat's bad. That means the standard American fucking diet was bad. If you do that, however, that's your gamble, and it could be the same for carnivore. It could be the same for keto. We don't know the 20-year picture. There is no 20-year studies on any of these fucking diets. Do they really extend longevity? We don't know. There hasn't been even a good epidemiology study that has illustrated it for either side. Yet people want to throw these small scale and 1 year, 6 month fucking studies back and forth and say, see, this is the right. No, we don't have long-term proof of any one diet working, where we know for certain that person was eating this and only this, and they lived this long. We don't have that data. There are too many confounding factors that could alter your assumption that meat is bad or that vegetables are bad. The vegans clearly say meat is bad. The carnivores are clearly, most of them are saying that vegetable is bad. Amber O'Hearn falls in the middle, by the way. She is more of the using carnivore as an elimination diet. She has chosen to stay pretty strict carnivore, I believe she is. But she says that if you can reintroduce a vegetable into your life and you have no ill effects, then you can eat that. And that everybody's a little different in that respect. That is a reasonable way to think. That is why I based my decision to try carnivore on Amber O'Hearn, because she's reasonable with it. She's not a zealot. She's not condemning everyone. She states her beliefs on the problem she had with vegetables, particularly from the mental health perspective. And it got her out of the pharmaceutical industry's mental health treadmill, which is significant. And it's good. And if you look at the rates of depression, anxiety, and misery funded by a huge portion of the population being on psychiatric drugs, then you know that that's a significant thing to be able to fix with nutrition. And I see no claims from the vegan community that substantiate that, other than lately Dr. Greger's been a little bit, on the up and up that, hey, wait a minute, we got to do something to combat this carnivore shit. They're saying they're getting better mood stabilization. They're off their fucking depression drugs. We got to say the same thing about veganism. Yeah. There's a lot of that going on right now. And, bottom line, before you talk shit, try it. Try some shit. If you have a health problem, don't ignore it. Don't say that, well, I don't believe that's a big deal or blah, blah, blah. No, and that's what Shawn Baker's doing, and it's wrong. And it's the same thing with vegans who do that, and I've seen plenty of that in the vegan community. Completely ignoring any negative health. Oh, I'll just supplement that. Yeah, you can go ahead and make your expensive piss, but it doesn't change the fact that that is a failing of your diet. And each diet has pros and cons and benefits and risks. For me, as a carnivore experiment, one of the risks I'm very aware of is meat quality. How long has the meat been sitting? Supermarkets aren't on the up and up with that. If you can watch multiple documentaries where they do everything in their power to make that meat look as red as it can, and sometimes they'll relabel shit and that's about to expire rather than lose money. They'll make it look like it's fresh. There's a lot of that going on out there. So food quality is a concern on both sides, by the way. Food quality in vegetables has put many a person in the hospital. Same thing with meat. So you can't argue that point as a vegan, that, you run the risk of foodborne illness if you are eating meat. When we even just had in the news recently a foodborne illness from romaine lettuce. So, it comes down to what works for you, what fixes your health. And I would argue the carnivore diet is a decent baseline, especially for mental health, but also for allergies, for autoimmune problems, or any gastrointestinal problems will be heavily altered by a carnivore diet, because you're restructuring your gut bacteria in the process. And I can tell you there has been a drastic change in my bathroom habits. Some would argue for the worse. I like that I go every day. I didn't used to. And that tells me everything must be working right if I'm going every day, and that I was not working right before. And I don't have to wipe 50 times anymore. I used to have to wipe like a motherfucker before that paper was white, and I'm OCD about that, I guess, where it has to be white before I zip up and head out. I like my backside to be clean and shit. So, with this diet, 1 to 2 wipes, golden. And like I said, no longer does it just fall out of me. I have to push a little. So there's that, and I'm getting more used to that. And I would argue that I'm probably becoming better at it. All these years of it just falling out of me, it's a little bit different than when you have to actually work at it a little on the bowl. So there's that. But people say, oh, it's wrong to be constipated. I don't know that. When I see no other symptoms of problems, no bloating, a reduced amount of gas, my shit doesn't smell like a chemical warfare agent, there's other things to take into account than whether or not it's a little rough coming out. There's times when I smell like death prior to going carnivore on that bull. Or I could clear a room with the gas. Though that's not the case anymore. There's times where I can, crop dust a motherfucker. They won't even know anything happened. Look up that. That's a term. So there's that. So let's just kind of step back from being stupid to each other. That being said, let's hear some of it.
Folks that have gone over my labs with their particular interpretation, I'd like to have an opportunity to respond to some of that. I'll say from the outset, I don't really care what people eat. If you want to eat a vegan diet, that's fine. I have no problem with vegans. There are some, however, that are very misleading. They lie, they distort data, they cherry pick things. And I think they're doing damage to other people. They're basically lying about a lot of things.
And I want to point out that Shawn Baker, you are cherry picking when you are ignoring your blood work in terms of blood glucose and A1C. The cholesterol thing, I disagree with the vegans on, because I have found that to be an irrelevant number based on there's no proof over a very rich history of studying cholesterol and heart disease. They were desperate to prove that, and none of it panned out. So I firmly believe that the only cholesterol measure that's worth a shit, so to speak, is the HDL triglyceride level. And you want a higher HDL and a lower triglyceride. If I remember right, you were about even there. So, in the testosterone thing, that's another issue that they're fighting heavily, and yours is low. What impact has that had on you? I don't really know. I have not thoroughly studied the effects of low testosterone, other than you can't build muscle as efficiently with low testosterone. But I'm looking at you and I'm saying that even if you stopped being able to build muscle, maybe that it's low because you've done built enough. You definitely have more muscle than we need to get through life. No matter what tasks we may be performing. And I don't dispute that you're a strong motherfucker. But I would dispute our necessity to be a strong motherfucker, other than vanity or ego, which you have a lot of.
So I may sort of reference a few of those guys, one in particular today. Today I'm going to talk about one of my lab tests, and I'll do a series on all the lab tests, just to go over some of the science. It's a good opportunity because I have some outlying values, and I think that's important to put into clinical context. And I think it's very important to go.
Now, note how he's sounding pretty scientific and pretty level-headed, but that gets derailed.
Through some of the science behind that stuff and how to really interpret this stuff.
Which he does not do in this video.
In an intelligent, sophisticated manner, and not as some of the reactionary people do, that when they see one number outside of a normal range, they go off the handle and assume death and destruction. Okay, there's one guy, vegan guy. I don't know what's wrong with him. He looks real pasty
and now he is essentially shown his cards. That he is really no better than them vegans that get in the comments and tell you that you're a piece of shit. I hope you die. You're ugly. You're stupid. These are the vegan arguments that I've had levied at me over the years. And now Shawn Baker is essentially stooping to that level, which does not help your cause. One of the biggest reasons I don't like vegans is because they do that shit on a regular basis throughout the vegan community. Now, I'm not saying all vegans are like that, and indeed, there are vegans who watch my channel. And they tend to be more level-headed and less judgy. While they may not entirely agree or agree at all with the shit I say, I do find that those vegans are reasonable fucking human beings, and on both sides of the vegan and non-vegan argument, there are extremes, and those extremes tend to be bad sources of information because they're unwilling to acknowledge anything that does not agree with their ideology. And right now you're demonstrating a radical vegan ideology as far as the mindset that everyone's wrong but you. And science starts to fail when you are lacking the ability to question your facts, when you assume that because you have not experienced a certain outcome that your way must be the best way, is the biggest flaw in science today. That so much so that if a study does not show an expected result, that it doesn't even get fucking published, which is bad. It should be published if it fails, because that says something. But we don't see those because they don't pay the bills. And it's that kind of bias that really stands out to me throughout years of researching and figuring out who's bullshit and who isn't, what you have to do nowadays. If I see any evidence of cherry picking or confirmation bias to that extent, granted, we're all a little biased, but to the extent of you go to name calling when you shouldn't have to, really, there is plenty of arguments that could have been made, and I made one of them for you today with your pancreas probably was tanked prior to starting the carnivore diet, based on my thoughts that if you were a bodybuilder, you probably followed the traditional must carb up ideology that leads many a bodybuilder to diabetes and heart disease. That would have been a much better argument than prick the vegan, which is ultimately where you end up. Not to mention insulting his appearance. And, you could even have argued that a little bit better, as in, there's evidence that veganism is used in some cultures as a form of fasting. And I would argue that if you look at vegans, they're not building a lot of muscle. They're not, but you could have said it in such a better, less insulting, more scientific way. And there's even evidence out there on the scientific world that shows a little bit of malnourishment that's going on in the vegan diet. It's not hard to find, but to twist it into this personal insult, it does not help you. And the vegans do that shit all the time. And you are no better than those particular vegans if you resort to this. And, well, let's just see what happens because he says the shit he says.
Sickly. His name's like Mick or Mike Mick. I'm not sure. I'll just call him Prick the Vegan. And because he's a small guy, we'll call him Little Prick the Vegan. Okay, so Little Prick the Vegan went through and did my labs, and he had all these revelations how I'm going to die and stuff like that. And so let me put into context testosterone. Okay, so let's talk about testosterone. So my labs showed that the day I took it, my testosterone level was relatively low. I did repeat it.
And once again, he's dismissing his labs, as in it was transient. And there could be a legit argument to that because there's been evidence that you can transiently manipulate your cholesterol numbers in a 24-hour period based on what you eat. You can lower your cholesterol by going on a fucking 5,000 calorie fat binge. Imagine that. You can lower your cholesterol by eating 5,000 calories of fat and then going and taking the fucking blood test instead of doing the fasting test. Any test that you can manipulate to that fashion loses a lot of fucking relevance when it comes to figuring out using it as a biomarker for positive or negative health. Just saying, if you can manipulate something to that degree, it's not reliable as a predictor of anything, which is an argument you could make. But instead you call him a prick. So how do the vegans react to that?
In particular, Shawn Baker did not like Mike's video one bit. In fact, instead of responding to what Mike said about the blood test, Dr. Baker, or former Dr. Baker, pretty much spent the entire time slandering Mike.
What? Oh my God, that's atrocious. Vegans never do that shit. They never talk shit about people or call them names or tell them to fucking die or no, vegans are too good for that, but Shawn Baker's an evil prick. Oh my God, the hypocrisy going on here. I'm standing on moral high ground because we're better than this person is complete fucking horse shit. There's plenty of vegans that have told me to die, that told me I was ugly, that I say I'm a piece of shit, I'm wrong. And it's this kind of thing, and I'm here to say that it's not doing either one of you. Any vegan, any carnivore that is linked onto this personal attack shit is doing a disservice to their respective communities. There is not one vegan response video to Shawn Baker that made me want to be a vegan, and Shawn Baker's not making me want to be a carnivore. Thankfully, Amber O'Hearn is. Thanks, Amber. Good looking out. Shit. We got to get away from that. And if you truly believe that your diet is the best choice, you should not have to resort to personal attacks. You should not have to contradict any negative, as in science that is legit, that does not support your theory on health. You have to explain that shit in a equally unbiased way instead of being dismissive. If you're dismissing facts that are kind of indisputable, aka Shawn Baker's high blood sugar, pretty much the Dawn effect laid out exactly as it is to the point where it shows up in his A1C, you cannot dismiss that. It is a fucking variable that is significant and is a significant predictor of future health outcomes. Now, if Shawn Baker stays carnivore, I contend that he probably will not, at least for the next 20 years, have a significant health event related to diabetes. I contend that if you are a diabetic with a tanked pancreas that cannot keep up with insulin, that so much so that the glucose that your body produces on its own, which, by the way, the body makes glucose. That's a scientific fact, vegans. Sorry, I don't make this shit up. It's real. If your body's letting that glucose pile up, it's because it's not putting it away. And it has nothing to do with insulin resistance at that point. If you can't produce enough insulin to do the job, then it's just going to sit in your blood. You could probably sit in the 120s most of your life without a severe event. Not to say that the risk is zero, but it's a lot lower risk than if you're sitting at 200 to 300 all the time, which is if Shawn Baker were to go back to a carbohydrate-based diet, I guarantee you with what I'm seeing with his blood lab results, he will be in the 200 to 300s, no matter how much fucking weight he puts on his fucking squats and deadlifts. All right? So, you can't outrun or outpump bad health or a bad diet. And athleticism does not equal health. A lot of people are going to get triggered by that. But you don't have to look far that there are more unhealthy, sick, normal BMI motherfuckers or normal weight. There are more of those than sick obese people. Now, granted, a greater proportion of obese people are sick. But in terms of raw numbers, there's more skinny sick fuckers that look like Mike the Vegan. Or that look like a Shawn Baker. It doesn't matter how you look or how much muscle you have on your body in terms of health. There are marathon runners who become diabetic because they overconsume carbs and sugar. This is not rocket science. This is shit that you can observe in modern society, and you don't even have to go far to figure it out. You can go to your local gym and tell who's sick. You can go sit in the waiting room at a hospital and see who's sitting in there with you. And you'll see people of all shapes, sizes, physical ability sitting in that room with you. Doesn't take a big fucking scientist to figure out that, there's something we've been doing fundamentally wrong as a society in terms of nutrition over the last 50 years. And we've been eating meat a lot longer than that. We've been eating vegetables a lot longer than that. But something in the past 50 years, we've really fucked ourselves up, and we need to look at that the most. That is where we need to fall in the spectrum. Now, I'm leaning towards the extreme low carb end. I believe nature wanted us to eat this way. I do believe we are designed to thrive on a ketogenic diet, which is not a zero carb diet. That we need to be more seasonal, opportunistic, that our food needs to be more natural and less industrial, and that we need to avoid shit that comes in packages with shit tons of ingredients and processing. This is something that you could do as a vegan or a carnivore or a keto. It doesn't fucking matter, or a paleo. If you are stepping out of the industrial agriculture, I believe you're doing the right things. As in, if we weren't doing it 100 years ago, and that's not very far back to go. I contend it's more like 10,000 years ago. I believe pre-agriculture is the key to our health. But even if we were just to step back 100 years ago to the way we eat, we would dramatically reverse our current epidemics in diabetes, heart disease, cancer, obesity, autism. All of these things have skyrocketed over the past 40 years. Meanwhile, we've been demonizing fucking saturated fat and raising our carbohydrate and sugar intake during that time. So it doesn't take a fucking big mathematician. I'm a truck driver and I fucking figured it out. How come we have doctors and scientists who can't seem to fucking figure this shit out? That's why I say I'm not a fucking expert. I'm just some asshole got a little unhealthy and was like, you know what? I can't keep getting unhealthier. I can't afford it. And you can't. It's a huge financial sink in your life. One last thing I wanted to bring attention to. And just to hit both sides, I came down on Shawn Baker pretty hard, but I also came across this from Primal Edge Health, who I've also followed for a long time. I may disagree on some of the things that he does diet-wise and some of the things he says, but ultimately we're both on the same page when it comes to the health benefits and necessity of a ketogenic diet. I don't even think Primal Edge Health would like my videos. I think we differ in personality a bit, but I found this video spot on is in the things he was addressing in terms of this current fight between the carnos and the vegans.
Veganism, right? The true spirit of veganism was revealed in the comments section. Of course, I moderate the comments, I ban the trolls. But I commented on a few other vegan videos who were criticizing Shawn Baker's labs, and I said, hey, why don't you guys check out my labs? And the response from these vegans was so spiteful, was so cruel. I'm used to it by now, and I knew what the response would be, but man, it's like the anonymous keyboard warrior vegans out there, the little suburban basement dwellers, they really, really love to spread that hate. So I'm gonna go get my carotid artery exam to show them I got the carotid arteries of a baby.
All right, and the links to everything I've been discussing today are in the description. And I do recommend checking out Primal Edge's results, because guess what? He published his blood work and showed this particular ultimately extra test, which probably cost a pretty penny to get done. A lot of us just can't go get tested whenever the fuck we want. But I could easily, just as easily as you point at Shawn Baker and say, see, meat is bad, I can point at him and say, look, keto's fine. He's clearly eating shit tons of meat. He eats veg too. At least, I don't know if I haven't kept up. Maybe he is doing a carnivore experiment. I did see Carnivore Diet Labs in the thing. But the fact is, I know Primal Edge has been keto for a very long time. He's built his entire channel. He's got books and shit that they're publishing, cookbooks, I believe they are, that are keto based. And he's healthy. He's been doing that for 5 years. So if meat's bad, he should not have one good fucking lab right now. You can severely fuck your blood work up in 5 years, trust me. I know I could. I could go out right now, just start eating a certain way, and go get my labs next year, and they will look like shit. And I know exactly what to eat to make them look like shit. That's the sad thing. So it's easy to point out isolated cases and say, see, this is right, and point out the bad ones and say, see, this is wrong. That is not scientific. Ultimately, until you do your N=1 and test this shit for yourself based on your health issues, based on your tolerances of certain things and intolerances of others, you cannot decisively say what's best for everyone. And I'm not here to say that. I've always come from the side that I think that this is the way we should be eating based on my personal experience. But I could be fucking wrong. I'm not perfect. I have fallen on so many unhealthy habits, and you can go back through my entire video history and see how stupid I used to be. You can even see how fat and unhealthy I was in the very beginning if you look at my first vlog, and then you can see how my ideology and my philosophy on nutrition and my health evolved over that period. And you will see a dramatic paradigm shift in the things I believe. I once thought organic was complete bullshit till I learned about glyphosate. And a lot of this knowledge came from the intense amount of research that my subscribers do. By the way, this whole thing started thanks to Nicholas Bastian, who sent me the podcast, which I had not come across my desk, about Shawn Baker's blood results, and brought it to my attention. So this whole video is based on something that you guys told me about. And keep doing that, because this sharing of knowledge and saying, oh, by the way, have you seen this? And I've got a lot of that this weekend. And the ironic part is a lot of the things I was getting over the weekend were bringing my attention to things literally while I was watching them. I would get the email that says, hey, are you watching this? You should talk about this. And I'm doing that. And the first thing that came across my desk was this Shawn Baker thing. I'm aware that a lot more is going on right now that needs to be talked about, and I will talk about those things. I just want to bring the attention that we need to stop rolling around in the mud, the vegans and the ketos and the carnivores, and really start looking at the real culprits and real criminals behind our bad health. And flesh-eating carnivores are not any better than industrial agriculture bitch fucking vegans that are fighting amongst each other, all while big food and big pharma and tons of people are making money on our sickness and our death and our misery and our poor lifestyle choices marketed heavily to us, leading us into a treadmill of misery and suffering until ultimately we finish our slow, painful death, which is exactly how most people's lives are panning out right here, right now, regardless of being vegan, regardless of being carnivore, regardless of being keto. We are all suffering. And we're suffering at the hands of people making money at our expense. And it doesn't matter what side of the equation you are on in terms of who's got the bigger, better fucking diet. We need to look at these things that are designed to manipulate us and cause us to make decisions which are not good for our health. And there's unhealthy meat, there's unhealthy vegetables, there are chemicals in vegetables, there's chemicals in meat, there's factory farming that's fucked up, there's medical industries that are pumping out studies left and right, funding the shit out of shit so that they can make more money on pharmaceuticals. A lot of publications that publish these studies are nothing more than paid advertising for some of these fucking companies, and you know what? They can't be trusted. And that's one of the reasons we're out here fighting amongst ourselves, is because both of us have data. We all have data that supports our theories. and we all ignore the data that doesn't. But the reason that environment exists is we don't have any strong, unbiased science to latch onto right now. And we're not going to get any anytime soon, even with this conference that just happened over the weekend, which I'm sure vegans will hate, by the way. Even though they did focus on a high-fat Mediterranean diet being a good baseline, not the only answer to the situation. But we'll go over that when I talk about that fucking video and share that link, because everybody should watch that, even though it was 2 hours long and it was a little dry. There was a lot of good information as far as what's going on in the academia, medical, and it is all prominent doctors, cardiologists, and dietitians who were on this panel, who are respected in their respective disciplines, that we're bringing to light a very real problem. But we'll go over that in the next fucking video. And that is the next video that I'm working on. But what the fuck do I know? Because I'm not a fucking expert. I'm just a fucking asshole. Please like and subscribe for more shit. If you found value in what I did to you today, or entertainment or something, and you want to support the channel, you can go to ScottTheTruckDriver.com and contribute in the virtual tip jar, or you can go to Patreon.com and support the channel there. I'm starting to get a little bit happier with Patreon again when I'm seeing the efforts they're making for creators right now. However, I'm still ScottTheTruckDriver.com is my main website. And of course, no financial contribution is necessary. If I don't, meet my survival needs, I am perfectly capable of making money outside the bounds of YouTube and so on and so forth. So, only give if you feel that you want to. Don't feel like I'm gonna disappear off of YouTube if you don't contribute. That's just not the case, especially with shit like this going on all the time that I want to talk about, and I want to get the information across and get out there and make sure that we're making the right choices and listening to the right voices and doing the right things for our health and for the health of those around us that we want to help. And that's what we have to do. And we can't do it if we're silenced, and that was what I was pissed off about, was the fact that it's getting difficult to grow in the YouTube environment. That's what that video was supposed to emphasize, and I don't know if that was my failing. But I still want to thank those of you who did step up and contribute as a result of that video. It does mean a lot. It does show the generosity, and I got so many great comments also that encouraging, supportive, that have told me, dude, you helped me, thank you for helping me, whatever you do, I support it, and some very gracious and thankful comments. And those are the people I listen to the most, the people that not only do they they don't do this toxic thing where they're just negative and saying, well, this doesn't work and that doesn't work and this is wrong and that is wrong. When people are telling me, dude, this is working for me, it's doing good, I've tried this is what happened, this is all good, and it's all because you get on here and bring these things to our attention. And I will continue to do so even if my YouTube career ends completely and I don't get any fucking views. I'm going to leave a space for people to find me and find my content no matter what happens. And to the vegan haters that are likely to stumble upon this video, just stop. And same thing for anybody that's, sucking Shawn Baker's asshole. You kind of, you can't be zealot and help people. You can't. And you also can't ignore bad data or blood tests or anything like that. You got to understand, if you are wrong on something, you're going to get a shit ton of people telling you. If you are off, and even if I'm remotely off, I do get good feedback, constructive feedback on where I'm mistaken. And it does cause me to do further research and make sure that I'm not mistaken, or that maybe I am mistaken. And I enjoy that feedback. It helps me learn and grow and evolve. And the course of my channel for the past 3 years has evolved and grown because of that, because of the feedback, because of the information that you guys pass on to me. And that is how we fix this. We don't fix it by calling names, pointing fingers, ignoring shit that doesn't agree with our shit. You know, there's something to be said. And I take a look at a lot of the things that the vegans throw at me. And a lot of times I find flaws in the data or bias. And I call that out for what it is. But I've done the same thing with studies that are on my side of the equation that I feel don't provide a good source of information. And, you know, I constantly say it about academia and studies. You know, there's epidemiology that supports and opposes the ketogenic diet. You know, there's epidemiology that supports and opposes the vegan diet, which to me cancels out, you know, is a good data source for making a decision. Ultimately, I say I make my decision based a lot on a compilation of anecdotal data. There's a lot of people doing self-experiments and testing these things out on themselves and posting their results. And while there is a degree of of missing data points and stuff like that and things that are flawed in that philosophy, you can find the commonalities that most people that have success doing these things meet on. There are things that people deviate on, and then there's things that are in common, and I tend to focus on the things that people have in common. And for example, Carnivore and the whole mood stabilization thing, I hear that parroted throughout Carnivore evidence that is presented online, anecdotal though it may be. But that's the best we're going to get, because there's not anybody funding a Carnivore study. It's not going to fucking happen. Shawn Baker is working on that, but seeing the bias and the cherry picking going on in his own personal life, I'm not sure that I'm going to put a lot of stock in any studies that he authors, based on the low fucking quality video he just put out against the vegan argument. So there's that. I give the vegans a lot of shit. There's no doubt about it. It's all in good fun. Ultimately, if you want to be vegan. It doesn't bother me. You know, don't tell me what to do, but I won't tell you what to do. I have a belief. You're not going to change my opinion. Even if you call me a murdering fucking evil pig, I'm probably still not going to change my fucking opinion. And in fact, you might even reinforce my reason to not change my opinion, because when you display that level of toxicity, it makes me wonder if maybe your diet causes some kind of mental issue where you are like that. You know, since I am starting to believe that nutrition has a heavy influence on our mental health. And I've seen that in myself, in my own experience, which ultimately trumps any study you throw at me, anything like that. If I experience something and have my own personal data that works in a positive way, there's nothing really you're going to present to me that will make me not do that. So, just saying. You know, I'm not just some new guy that turned on the camera. I've been doing this for 3 years now. I will continue to do this for the rest of my life. At the very least, I'll be keto with bouts of carno. There's a lot less veg going to be in my future. I do know that. But that doesn't mean I won't occasionally partake. It's all about my self-experiment and what I feel is right for me. And that can be different for different people based on the goals that you have. We don't all have the same goals either. You know, I'm not like Shawn Baker. I want to be all ripped in the gym, be able to lift 500 pounds that no other fucking human being could. No, that's not my goal. My goal is just to not be in the fucking healthcare system. To not have to go to the hospital because I have diabetes. You know, those are my goals. I don't want to spend the last 20 years of my life in the medical treadmill. spending thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars on procedures and pills just to stay alive. Even if I died at an earlier age, I wouldn't want to do that. You know, if it looked like I was going to die of, massive cancer or something, I wouldn't go out and get that treated. I would just let it go. I would probably fast and do everything nutritionally I thought was possible to treat it. But I'm not going to try and buy myself 6 more months of misery. That's not in the cards for me. But, these are all philosophical approaches to our health as well. But remember, I'm not a fucking expert. I'm just a fucking asshole. That's all I got for this video. Carnivore update, still carnivore. Still have the chocolate in the mix along with the coffee. Haven't reintegrated anything else. I have been eating more rare or rawer cuts of meat, that only if it's organic. If the meat is lower quality, I tend to want it a little more cooked, just because of the food quality issue, which is a risk of eating raw, or you get more vitamin C that way, by the way, but you also run a higher risk of foodborne illness depending on the environment in which that animal was slaughtered. So there's that. And how it was packed and stored and how long it's been sitting. These are all factors that can result in contamination of meat. Plants also not exempt from that foodborne illness statistic, by the way. So, I still love everybody, even you vegans that are here to call me a piece of shit. I hope you all improve your health. I hope you guys stay out of the hospital no matter what diet you're following. I hope you aren't medicated. I hope your mental health is good. I hope you feel good. I hope that something that I'm doing is helping you live a better life. That's why I do this and why I will keep doing this. I want you all to get better because I got better. And I don't feel that I should just keep that shit to myself. And I never will. I will continue to share on how my personal journey has led me to a better place than I used to be, and it has. It's not all roses. There's things in my life that I want to work on. And I will continue to work on any problems or issues that I have with my health, well-being, and lifestyle that ultimately detract from my happiness and health. And as I learn new lessons and try new shit, I'm going to share that with you guys. So have a nice motherfucking day and shit. I gotta go cook me a nice steak. Oh, and by the way, my cold, moderately to small, annoying level of cold. I don't produce a lot of mucus because one of the side effects of being on keto is you don't produce as much. So I'm not stuffy. There's not like, I'm not sitting here blowing my nose all the time, but I clearly got a little bit of something going on. Especially in the morning when I first get up. It gets a little better throughout the day. I want to reintegrate longer fasting into my protocol, but I haven't done that yet because I'm trying to make it to the 30-day mark before I start bringing ADF back in and some fasting protocols and maybe even doing some 3 to 5 day fasts. Just to kind of clean out things and, restructure shit and, reset the gut health a bit, because I don't know. I don't know exactly what this carnivore experiment is doing to me. But I'm going to find out. And I'll let you guys know. Have a nice motherfucking day. Again. And shit.